Hello, everybody. Welcome again to the MCMA show. My name is Malcolm, and this time around, we're in 2000 territory in the land of extreme in ECW. Yep, this time around, I'm looking at ECW's Guilty as Charged 2000. This event took place in Birmingham, Alabama, January 1st. No, not January 1st, I'm sorry. Now, on my birthday. By the way, 22 years old, January 1st. Happy 13th late belated birthday to me. But anyway, this event took place on January 9th, 2000. And let's talk about this pay per view right now. As Guilty as Charged. Normally, I come up here and say, my facial reaction, but this time I'm just going to do something different this time around. We're going to start off with the first match. We start off the night with C.W. Anderson versus the return of an ECW icon himself, Mikey Whipwreck. You know what? For an opening match, this was pretty entertaining. It was nice to see Mikey back. We haven't seen Mikey since November to Remember '98. And I don't know. I think he went to WCW at that point, and it was nice to see him back in ECW. But according to Joey Styles, both men have not won a single match in ECW. Well, C.W. Anderson and Beautiful Billy, with the help of Louis Dangerously, the former sign guy Dudley, apparently they've been losing match after match after match. Mikey Whipwreck, on the other hand, ever since he's returned to ECW, he has lost every match ever since he's returned to ECW. Here's where Paul Heyman, to me, drops the ball here with this. Mikey Whipwreck has just came back to ECW. Why on earth would you make him lose? Keep making him lose match after match after match. And then you make him face to a man who has also, from C.W. Anderson, has also lost match after match after match. That's pretty kind of stupid right there. And plus, this is Mikey's return pay-per-view. Shouldn't he won this match? Yeah, spoiler, C.W. Anderson wins the match, and I believe this match was around, like, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 minutes. But anyway, it was very entertaining. It was really good as it gets for an opening match. I love the counter, the hip toss counter into the whippersnapper, and that was pretty cool. I did like the part where it looked like Mikey was gonna win, but then Louis Dangerously pulls the referee. Just the heel tactics, and also it was kind of cool to see Beautiful Billy get the whippersnapper as well. It was also cool. But the part that gets the win for C.W. Anderson, Louis passes C.W. Anderson the cell phone, and it looks like he was about to hit Mikey in the face. But nope, he misses. But Louis had another phone, and he cracks Mikey in the head with it. C.W. Anderson hits the famous Anderson spine buster. 1, 2, 3. C.W. Anderson finally wins a match here in ECW. And Mikey Whipwreck loses. I really believe that Mikey should have won this match. It would have made more of a better scenario for him to have a welcome back to ECW. But no, he loses. Anyway, how can I rate this match? I'm gonna rate this match as 2 out of 5. It was an okay match, and for the time that it had. So next, we get a 6-person. I'm gonna say person. I'm not gonna say men. 6-person tag team intergender match with Danny Dorian Roadkill and Simon Diamond, accompanied by Elektra. And I have to say this right now. For Elektra to literally, she has to have one of the most muscles in her boobs for her to do. You just have to see it to believe it. Anyway, their opponents is Nova, Jazz, and Kid Cash. Now, I know you're probably saying, hey, where is Chris Chetty? Chris Chetty was still injured at this point. He was still injured at this point. And I believe that he had a lower back injury, but at Anarchy Rules he had a foot injury. Okay, ECW. Which one did he had? But anyway, it's back. He had an injured back. So over it's kind of pretty. The storyline's pretty kind of simple here. Kid Cash is just there to to have Nova's back since Chris Chetty is hurt, and of course Jazz has a little thing against Simon Diamond. Roadkill and Danny Dory has their thing with Nova and Chetty. And overall, for a six-person tag team match, it was pretty. It was okay, but there was a part in the match that just made had some of the lamest or funny lame type of jokes. Dick Hurts returns and Simon hugs his dick. And seriously, Joey Styles and Cyrus the Virus, mostly Cyrus, made me laugh when Jazz was beating up Dick, and then you hear jokes like this. Oh, Jazz has a handful of dick. Joey Styles, she's choking Dick. So many dick jokes. It's just, wow. It was just so corny and but funny at the same time, especially when when Cyrus says Jazz has a handful of dick. I was like, oh my god. I love Cyrus. Okay, I'm sorry, but anyway, back to the nature at hand. It was kind of cool to see Kid Cash, jump off the jump off the top the top rope and landed on Dick Hurts. It was kind of funny, and it was a really good spot. Also, with that being said, when Dick Hurts came in, you had Jazz and Kid Cash actually beating the hell out of Simon Diamond and Dick Hurts out in the back. So now it's like a handicap match, so to say. You got Simon Diamond, not Simon Diamond, you got Danny Dory and Roadkill against Nova by himself. Nova gets beat up for a good 5 minutes, and here comes Chris Chetty in. Nova sees Chris Chetty and tells Chris Chetty, no, go in the back. You're too hurt. You're not medically clear to wrestle. But Chris Chetty, otherwise, he steps into the ring and he looked pretty good to me. He looked really good coming back. He hard scoop slams Elektra, which was pretty funny, and also he was doing good until Danny Dory and Roadkill, his back kind of gave out, and then Roadkill hits the Amish bomb. 1, 2, 3. They pin Chris Chetty, which is kind of weird. Chris Chetty's not even in the match. Shouldn't they have pinned Nova? But anyway, it was an okay 6-man tag team match. It was more like a comedy 6-man tag team match. 6-person, sorry, not men, person tag team match. So overall, this match is going to get a 2 out of 5. It's it's a pretty comedic 6-man tag team match, and also with a ending that really didn't make sense, but it was still a good match. I like 6 competitors here. They put out a really entertaining match. So next is a dream partner tag team match. It's Tajiri and a partner of his choosing versus Super Crazy and a partner of his choosing. But there is a swerve. Steve Corino, seriously, makes a swerve and said that Tajiri's partner is Super Crazy. What? It gets really confusing from here, so you're gonna have to bear with me. So, when Steve Corino made that announcement, Super Crazy, of course, he was upset. He didn't really want to partner with Tajiri, so now here comes Steve Corino making a challenge to anybody in the back that would like to tag team up with them. And out of nowhere, here comes Little Guido with Big Sal. And Little Guido gets angry at Steve Corino and says, how dare you not pick me as Tajiri's tag team partner? To be honest, I think that was the original plan, but I think Paul E kind of switched it up. And speaking of Paul E, Paul E comes out and says that Steve Corino, you think you run the shots? You think you can spoil the tag team match we had surprise? Well, guess what? Guess what, asshole? That's not gonna happen. Little Guido does have a partner, and Little Guido's partner is Jerry Lynn. So now it's Super Crazy and Tajiri against Jerry Lynn and Little Guido. And my goodness, this match to me, there's two match of the nights. This Swerve Fest and another one later on. This Swerve Fest, this Swerve Fest tag team match was excellent. It was a very entertaining match, and it had a really good enough time. And I did like the spot that they had with Super Crazy diving off of the balcony. I really thought that both teams on each side would collapse because Little Guido is the heel, obviously, and Jerry Lynn is the face, and then you have Super Crazy that's also a face, and Tajiri is the heel. I thought both teams would, just self destruct. But it looked like Super Crazy and Tajiri, they were pulling out some phenomenal tag team moves. The same as Jerry Lynn and Little Guido. It was going back and forth action until the last 2 minutes. You had Little Guido hitting the Maritano on Jerry Lynn after Jerry Lynn got blinded with the green mist. Then Tajiri comes out, about to come to Jerry Lynn's aid, only to get kicked in the head. Get kicked in the head by Tajiri. So for Tajiri to brainbuster Jerry Lynn to pick up the win. It was a very good way to end the match, and it really should have built up something for the next pay-per-view, but I'll get to that one a little bit later on. Later on next time. So it was a pretty good swerve, and then you had the lackeys of Steve Corino come out. You had Tony Rich, the former Don for Tommy Rich, sorry, the former Don of the FBI, Jack Victory, and you had Tajiri and Steve Corino, and they're just beating up on Jerry Lynn, and then Steve Corino's talking trash on the microphone, saying that talking trash about the late great Dusty Rhodes, and Dusty Rhodes come out there just gyrating a little bit with the little Dusty Rhodes swagger that he had, and bionic elbows. Steve Corino, Jack Victory, Tajiri, and Tommy Rich. But it was a plan to get Dusty Rhodes off guard because he gets attacked by Rhino. He gets stomped. They all stomp on him, and then the whole locker room comes out to save the day, to save Dusty Rhodes from getting beat down. And after that, we get a promo from New Jack, a very serious promo from New Jack. New Jack, a lot of people don't really like New Jack. People think he's a terrible person, for all the things he's done, things he's said in the wrestling business. I don't believe so. He's, I don't know. I never met the man, but I get so entertained with New Jack and his matches, and especially his promos. He looked like he was like a guy you didn't even want to mess with the street. So anyway, we get our next match, a King of the Streets match between Angel and New Jack. For a hardcore brawl, like I said in November to Remember '99, it felt like a squash match. It did feel like that New Jack was beating the hell out of Angel. But then here comes Tony DeVito. He gets his ass kicked, and then here comes Vicious Vic Grimes, and him and New Jack just barely beat the hell out of each other in the right in front of the crowd. And then they go back into the ring, and New Jack just finish off Tony DeVito. He finishes off, well, in the crowd, he does a splash onto Vic Grimes and onto the table. And then it seemed like New Jack was about to win the match and got all the ballies. He was about to focus on Angel, but Angel hits New Jack with a shovel. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And Angel wins. And Angel wins the King of the Street street fight. It was an okay, entertaining, hardcore brawl. Now, I apologize for the last match. I didn't give the last match a rating. I'm going to give the Tajiri Super Crazy Swerve a 4 out of 5. Seriously. I like the swerve and I like the ending. Now for this one, New Jack and Angel. I'm going to be cherishable. And believe it or not, you guys are going to say, oh my God, what is wrong with you? I'm gonna give this a 2.5 out of 5. It entertained the hell out of me, and I didn't like the ending of New Jack. This gets me with New Jacks and how he beats the hell out of somebody so bad, but then the other person somewhere like interference comes in, and then just one freaking like weapon, like say like if he got hit with a candle, 1, 2, 3, he loses. Seriously, Wally? Seriously? Anyway, let's go with this match. And we get a promo of Bill Alfonso because he's stuck in the middle because later on he has to make a decision. Will he manage the television champion Rob Van Dam, or will he manage the suicidal, genocidal Sabu? And that's our next match. We have that really, to be honest, that was really to me was another match of the night. This is the second match of the night. And this match, I swear, I don't like the mix up here. And I'll explain it in a little bit. This match should have been the main event. It was a very, very good match. It's nowhere as near. But anyway, Sabu challenges Rob Van Dam for the television championship. But there is a thing about this. If Sabu did not pin Rob Van Dam or made Van Dam submit, Sabu would walk out of ECW. And to be honest, for a good, like I maybe believe maybe 19-minute match, this was a very good match, and this should have really ended the show. Because this rivalry landed from 1996 all the way to 2000. This is a 4-year feud, and yes, both men were tag team partners at the time, and they were multi-time ECW tag team champions, but still they could not get along because Rob Van Dam's ego. So it's like face versus face. Otherwise, the match was pretty good. I did like the when they set up a table on the guardrail and they had Rob Van Dam facing down, and then Sabu climbs the turnbuckle and just dives off there, but hitting his sternum on the guardrail. That was a pretty good spot. I did like the big leg drop splash that beginning of the match that caught Sabu thanks to Rob Van Dam. That was a pretty good spot. I like the spot of the night is that finally, I agree with Cyrus. I've been waiting for this for a long time. When Bill Alfonso got Van Daminator by Rob Van Dam, that was freaking awesome. Finally. Also, I did like Sabu's triple jump moonsault and the triple jump leg drop. That I really thought that they were gonna let Sabu win this match, but I was saying, nah. There gotta be a little bit of a swerve here. I really thought Bill Alfonso would turn his back on Sabu, but no, he didn't want them to compete no further. Bam. But like I said, this match was really good, and it ends off with Rob Van Dam with the Fry Star Frog Splash. He beats Sabu. 1, 2, 3. Rob Van Dam is still the World Heavyweight Champion. This match was very good. It was very entertaining. It was spot, and there are some spots here that was very unbelievable, and it was a very, very good match and a very good way to end the feud. Very good way to end the feud as well. Sabu, he shakes Rob Van Dam's hand, and kind of comedically, he shakes a knocked out Bill Alfonso's hands, then gives the middle finger to Rob Van Dam and Bill Alfonso. And then he just walks to the back. Rob Van Dam, meanwhile, in the ring, just talks to a knocked out, Bill Alfonso. It was just funny. It was really funny. And Joey Styles like this. Bill Alfonso, he was managing both men, and now it seems like he won't manage anybody. I'm like, okay, shoot. It really would have been cool to see Bill Alfonso come back, but I believe him and Rob Van Dam were still managing. I believe Bill Alfonso was still managing Rob Van Dam all the way till the end of ECW. I believe till Anarchy Rules 2000. But anyway, this match was really good. It was an excellent match, and it was an excellent title match, and an excellent way to end a 4-year feud. I'm gonna give this match, believe it or not, it's not as good as WrestlePalooza '98. It's not as good as that, and that match was very excellent too. On to the point. This match is gonna get a 4.5. No, not 4.5. A 4.8 out of 5. Seriously, this match is that good, and this match should have ended the goddamn show. Anyway, next We get a promo from the Impact players, and then comes the ECW Tag Team title match. The Impact players with Jason and Dawn Marie taking on the champions of Raven, Tommy Dreamer, accompanied by Francine. For a title match, this was a very good match. It was a very good match. I love the spot where the Impact players were attacking Tommy Dreamer and Raven before they got in the ring, and then they interrupt their little stick gimmick with the "that's not just the coolest, that's not just the best." They just beat the hell out of them from there. They take it out to the fans, which was pretty cool, especially when they throw Lance Storm and Justin Credible into the merchandise table. That was a pretty cool spot, and to also see Raven and Tommy Dreamer do their insignia crosses, which was really good too. I did like the part with the Impact players doing double team moves, heel tactics on Tommy Dreamer, and when Raven got tagged in, Raven got tagged in. He done some really cool moves too, especially when he hold the chair and Tommy Dreamer had hit the baseball slide onto Lance Storm in the head. And then we get the infamous cat fight between between Francine and Dawn Marie, and looked like for a minute that Justin Credible was going to cane Francine, but just in the middle of a second, Raven pushes Francine out the way, only to get hit with the Singapore cane and get hit with the That's Incredible 1, 2, 3 new tag team champions, the Impact players. This was a very good title match. Even though it was a little short, I mean, I think it was like 10 minutes. It should have been a little bit longer, but you know what? It was as good as it's going to get. And I like the story heading into it. Tommy Dreamer and Raven had a really good run, a 4-month run as tag team champions, and it was a very um, good way to end their title match and a good way to end it off right here. And well, I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5. It's a pretty good tag team title match. Next, we get a promo from Rhino and Steve Corino and Jack Victory, and they talk about they buried the legend of Dusty Rhodes, and then Rhino says that he's going to challenge whoever wins the main event, which I'm about to talk to now, as in for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship, Mike Awesome versus Spike Dudley. Now you're gonna have to give me a minute here because I'm gonna explain a storyline to you, and I'm going to explain what should have happened in this match. Now, Mike Awesome was now the heel again. That was now not again. He was now a heel now because he lost the belt to Masato Tanaka, and then instead of putting the belt on Tanaka, he just literally beats the hell out of Tanaka. 1 week later, Mike Awesome regains the ECW championship from Masato Tanaka, and then a week after that, Spike Dudley just ruins Mike Awesome's moment of glory and acid drops Mike Awesome. And then later on that in the night, Spike Dudley introduces his girlfriend to the ECW audience, and then Mike Awesome comes and he lays out Spike, and then just clothesline Spike's girlfriend, not causing her to knock her teeth way down her throat. It was a very kind of just a bit of a botch. He kind of like in the side of the head, and her 2 front teeth just seriously are out, and just like her 4 front teeth are just out, and they're just into her throat, which causes this match to happen. Now, I'm gonna say this: Spike Dudley is one tough little bastard because he took a hell of a beating from Mike Awesome. He got put through tables. I believe there were like 9. He got hit by maybe 6, 7, or hell 9 tables at that fact. He even put Mike Awesome through a table. Anyway, a lot of people say that this match is very, very memorable because the ability for Spike to take so much punishment, and people believe that Spike could have won. If I was Paul E, I would have done a swerve. This is how I would have done it. Yeah, let Spike take all the punishment, and it seemed like, Mike Awesome plays with Spike Dudley a little bit, but then here comes Masato Tanaka. Masato Tanaka knocking out, Mike Awesome, and then he just puts Mike through a table, and then tells Spike to, to jump off from the ropes and land on the table to get the win. That to me should have been the finish, but I believe Masato Tanaka was at another event at this time. So overall, it just a match is just showing how much abuse and pain Spike Dudley can make, can bring, and he got his ass kicked in this match. He just got brutally demised, but it wasn't a squash match because Spike kept on fighting. And it was a very good title match, but it should have had a swerve ending to make you believe that Spike could have won with just a fluke victory so he can hold the ECW World Heavyweight title for the first time. But no, we get just Spike and Mike Awesome having a good match. Both men, pretty good match. The little guy versus the big guy. It really made me thought for a few seconds that Spike would win the ECW championship. And that's how ECW Guilty as Charged end, with Joey Styles giving the rundown of who won and all the highlights of the match, and then tells you about the next pay-per-view, which is Living Dangerously 2000. And trust me, I got a lot to say about this. There's a lot of controversy for this pay-per-view. So anyway, the main event, Mike Awesome versus Spike Dudley. It gets a 3. No, I ain't even going to say a 3. It gets a 4 out of 5. If it only had that swerve, Paulie, if he only made that swerve. Overall, Guilty as Charged 2000 is a really good pay-per-view. You have Tajiri Super Crazy Swerve. That was a good match. Sabu and Rob Van Dam. That really, to me, really should have ended the pay-per-view because it was a long feud. That was a good match. The title matches were good. And the main event, Mike Awesome versus Spike Dudley, were good. Granted, the opening contest was okay for what it was. The comedic 6-person tag team match was okay what it was. New Jack and Angel, that's some, if you're a hardcore, like if you love weapons, that's the match for you. Either way, this card is really it's a good card. It's just that I wish the television title and the world title got switched a little bit. That would have been excellent to go out with. But anyway, it's good for what it is. It's a really good pay per view. I would check it out. I recommend it for you. Overall, this pay per view is very good. It's getting a 4 out of 5. It's a really good pay per view. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was ECW's Guilty as Charged 2000. I'll be back here later on to give you another ECW review, Guilty as Charged 2000. And I'm going to tell you this right now, there's so much controversy. So much controversy. I've even looked at other YouTubers and what they have seen, they have said. So I'll catch you guys later on until that day. You guys have a great day. Please remember to like and subscribe and comment, and I'll catch you here the next time. My name is Malcolm from the MCMA Show, and I'm signing out. God bless you all.